You're watching Fox Fort Wayne News, first at 10.
Police officers from around Indiana and around the country gathered to remember one of their own today. Indianapolis police officer David Moore was fatally shot while conducting a traffic stop last Tuesday. A 60-year-old man is now facing murder charges for Moore's death. A funeral was held in Moore's honor in downtown Indianapolis. The late officer was given numerous awards for his bravery, including the Medal of Honor.
He never seemed like the other high school boys as far as maturity goes. I remember the Marines coming to Roncalli High School to recruit him. They sure do know how to pick him. I'm a better person for having known him, and the city is a safer place because of his service.
Now the funeral procession through Indianapolis had to be canceled due to the weather. Officer Moore will be buried at the city's Crown Hill Cemetery at a later date. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered in the heart of Cairo, Egypt, demanding the end of President Hosni Mubarak's 30-year rule. U.S. officials have been working to evacuate Americans from Egypt. Fox News correspondent John Roberts has the latest.
The State Department ordering all non-emergency U.S. government personnel and their families to leave Egypt. This, as the country sees the largest demonstration so far against President Hosni Mubarak. More than 250,000 people flooding Cairo's main square today. People standing shoulder to shoulder, chanting anti-government slogans. Egyptian opposition leader Mohammed al-Baradei says there will be no dialogue with the government until President Mubarak steps down.
The demonstrators want this to end, if not today, then this Friday at the latest, which they call Departure Friday. But I hope President Mubarak agrees to leave before then and leaves the country after 30 years in power.
While he won't step down immediately, the 82-year-old Mubarak did say he will not stand for re-election this year. The second Arab leader pushed from office by a popular uprising in the history of the modern Middle East, following the ouster of Tunisia's president last month. Meanwhile, thousands of passengers are now stranded at the airport in Cairo. They say airport staff is scarce and food is tougher to find. Some even say police are demanding bribes before allowing foreigners to board their planes.
There is maybe lack of food here and lack of everything because, as you can see, a lot of people there and expecting same thing, just a flight.
More than 1,200 U.S. citizens have been evacuated from Egypt. About 1,400 more are expected to leave the country in the coming days. Meanwhile, in neighboring Jordan, King Abdullah II has sacked his government and ordered a former army general to form a new cabinet. This after thousands of protesters took to the streets in Amman, emboldened by the protests in Cairo. In London, John Roberts, Fox News.
Well, earlier in tonight's coverage, we asked you to give a name to this blizzard of 2011, and already we have some suggestions for you. Krista says we should name it Snowminator. Michael says it should be Snowtrocity, and someone here at Fox Fort Wayne suggested Snow MG. And Danny suggested the Harry Bales Storm, harking back to the late mayor of Fort Wayne. We still want your suggestions. Post them on our Facebook page or send them to news@WFFT.com. We'll give our viewers the final word by voting on the best of those. Kenny has a final look at our overnight forecast, plus a Simeon Super Bowl pick. This is Fox Fort Wayne News, first at 10.